Okay. What are these drawings you have in the background?
I just got them at a store randomly one time, and then I meant to like frame them and make it look like cool, but it just looks like shitty drawings on the wall now.
I thought you did those maybe.
No, that's why it's like the three personalities, like the cool, the chill, and the crazy.
Gotta love it. Hell yeah. You guys, we are so thrilled today to welcome the most controversial contestant in Bachelor history, Chad Johnson. Welcome to The Gay and the Girl.
Thanks for having me.
I'm Kirby, and this is Matt.
Hi, we're so excited that you're here.
Well, thank you for having me.
You are one of our faves. So you had some...
I'm the gay and she's the girl.
Obviously.
That was the other way around.
Yeah.
You never know. So yeah, you had some iconic lines on your first season of The Bachelor. My personal favorite was when you said you were going to cut everyone's arms and legs off and then throw their torsos in the pool.
Right.
Amazing. And then you also went on to tell Jordan that you find him after the show, but we're going to get to that later. So let's dive into your first experience in The Bachelor, being JoJo's season. What made you sign up for the show?
Honestly, at the time, I've always been learning like about like internet. It might sound like I'm screaming.
No,
you're good.
Like, anyway, for like the last probably 5 years before the show, I've been trying to be an internet entrepreneur. Like I always want to make money online.
Yeah.
Reading about affiliate marketing, all this shit. And I didn't know how to do it. My thing was like, I thought I knew how to do it, but like I didn't know how to get people to my site. So I saw everybody making money online, and I thought, okay, I'll get in really good shape and we'll see what happens. Maybe if something comes along. And I was working on real estate and trying to build my website for that so that I could sell homes in Oklahoma. And then like randomly, once I had already started getting in shape and like everything was kind of coming together, somebody posted on Facebook that The Bachelor was like doing an audition an hour from me. So I was like, oh shit, maybe this is perfect. So I just kind of went, and I don't even think they actually, to be honest, I think it's a scam. They don't actually cast from their auditions. It's just a marketing ploy to get people to talk about it. And most of the people on the show were sought out by like Instagram or Twitter or whatever.
What was the time frame of when you first went into when you actually started filming the show?
From the first time, so I went in like June, and then I actually went to the one that was for the girls. And they were like, we'll call you in November. And I'm like, yeah. But they did. And then they flew me down to, I had to go to Dallas in January. Or no, I had to go to Dallas in December. And then January I had to go to LA. But all in all, it was like a 7-month process for me, 7th month. Because, you know, I went to that one in November in Dallas. And then from there, it was 3 months until we were filming.
And then you just get the call and then you're on a plane? Or how does that work?
It's like you got the call, like, I think it was 3 weeks in advance or so. You know, so I went out and I spent like $7,000 on like suits and clothes and stuff. And,
yeah.
And like really
how many suitcases was it?
I had 3.
3? Was there a limit, right? There's a limit?
Well, there's supposed to be a limit on 2, but I was like, I'm bringing 3. And they're like, all right. Like,
I mean, you like never wore a shirt though. So what did you pack?
I know. I brought everything brand new. I had like 15 pairs of shoes in case of anything. I had 3 suits with like 15 different shirts, and you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
every time short, you know, casual shorts, workout shorts, jeans, casual pants. Like, it's crazy.
Gotta be ready.
You were ready. I had a full suitcase full of supplements too.
Obviously.
That took up a lot because it was literally a full suitcase of everything.
Yeah.
So what was your first impression of JoJo stepping out of the car?
Well, I'll tell you, the first time I actually saw her, because I never watched the show, was I'm in the hotel, and they're like, okay, we're just going to film your reaction, like, in your hotel room of when they announce who the Bachelorette is. And I was like, all right. And so they filmed, and like, it's like, it's JoJo. And I was like,
who the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, cool. Like, she's okay. Like,
yeah, they didn't get the reaction that they wanted.
Yeah, I was like, she's all right. She's not like 100% my type. She's not mind blowing. Like, she's pretty.
Yeah.
Cool.
So obviously,
getting her out of the car.
Go ahead.
The one thing when I saw her out of the car, I guess the first thing is you're not even thinking about her. It doesn't even fucking matter who it is up there because you step out of the car, and I thought I was calm, chill, and cool. I didn't even have a drink, and then it was like, bam! There's 15 cameras in my face, and I was like, oh fuck. So you immediately.
How close are they? Yeah. Inside scoop. How close are the cameras to your face? Like even when like you're at the first night, like are they pretty, can you feel them on you, or they back up and they zoom in?
In that instance right there, when you first get out of the car, they were probably 30 yards away.
Okay.
But it's the fact that you can see the lens and the guy behind it, and there's like, 10 of those set up. Yeah. And there's lights and, the different pan lights, and it just freaks you out that first moment.
So even bad Chad got nervous.
Yeah, because I didn't drink that first day. Once I started drinking, I was like, fuck this noise.
Yeah. That's amazing.
I was trying to be a good guy at the start, and then I was like,
It's like,
whatever.
So were they like, I'm just curious about like the setup of it. Were you in the car and they're like, okay, go? Like, was it all really producer driven? Like, okay, your turn. Like,
yeah. So you're sitting in the car with a producer, and they'll be like, okay, the lineup is blank, 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 blank. And then so this person goes, and you can kind of watch, or I tried not to. I didn't want to know. My whole thing was I don't want to know anything. Just like put me in the situation, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see everything. You can watch the guy go up and meet the girl, and he does some dumb shit, and it's weird.
Yeah.
So corny.
My favorite is
watch all of it.
Yeah, my favorite is the first night. Can you talk about the first night? Like, is it awkward? Are there like the first meeting and when everyone's kind of trying to steal her away for extra time? Give us that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool at first, but I remember I kind of fucked it up because everybody was really cool. And I remember we're all sitting in a room. It was like me, Chase, and James, and everybody. And I'm like, you know what? Everyone's here's been pretty cool. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, no one's really had any problems. We're all just kind of hanging out. And like, yeah. And I was like, except for that fucking dick guy over there, Jordan. He's a bit of an asshole. And then they were kind of like, it was the first time anyone had said anything. And I'm like, oh, did I just start it?
You did.
You did.
And then you just rode that train all the way.
You finished it.
Okay, so you were clearly never really in it to find true love, I think, from the reason you said you joined. But did you ever fall in love with JoJo, or were you actually feeling like anything toward her?
Well, that's the thing. So I came in initially with the plan, just play the role, be the good guy, like fall in love or make it look like that. But then when I got there, I was the actual only one who really tried it. And that's what made me mad, because I literally I very quickly got put into my role and position, but like I was the only one that literally was like actually gonna try it for real. And I didn't sit there and be like, this girl is amazing, I love her,
Yeah.
I was like, this makes no sense. What are you doing? Like, so I really felt like the only person there really trying to do it, because once I got there, I thought, you know what? This is an actual opportunity. My mom had just passed and all that. I'm finally getting to date. Like, I'm going to actually give this a go. And when I realized they were fake, that's when I flipped it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm kind of happy you did. Personally. All right, let's get to Evan. Why was Evan so obsessed with taking you down?
I think he'd watched the show before. He was like, what do you call it? A mega
super fan? Yeah.
Yeah. So he knew that being like the antagonist or whatever was going to get him attention, and he knew he wasn't going to get the girl. Like,
yeah.
And I just think that, he did it right, but the thing is, what always upset me was like, I guess they're making a TV show, but I would off camera, he'd be nice, and I'd be like, dude, please leave me alone. Like, I'd be begging him, like, please, dude, like, stop. Like,
yeah,
you're making me look like an asshole because you're coming up and pestering me, and then I'm having to like push you away, and now I look like the big buff, like mean guy. And I'm like, just please leave me alone. Like, do your thing.
But was that only on camera? Like, what was the house life when the cameras weren't up? Was he really kind of doing that to play into the...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, when the cameras weren't up, a lot of people were super chill. I'd talked to a lot of people. And over the course of time, it became more like method acty-ish, where like everybody was in on it, like even when the cameras weren't rolling. Because once I realized they started doing it off camera, I was like, no, you're not going to be a fucking dick to me on camera. And then like off camera, be nice to me. So I started being that way off camera. So then they started being defensive off camera.
But does everyone have these conversations? Like, why are you different?
And who like decides the roles too? Is that producers, or do you just kind of figure out like, oh, I'm supposed to be this?
You fall into it, but then it's geared by producer questions. So like, a producer might be like, hey, maybe you want to go talk to Alex about what he did earlier. Mm-hmm. And you're like, it really, the whole thing is fucking scripted, really. Honestly, I should be getting paid residuals because it is SAG. You're scripting it by asking questions that are implied.
Yes.
Like, maybe you want to say this. Like, you're telling me to say that, and you're telling me if I do say that, that's going to be aired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, do this and get the airtime, or don't do it and you don't exist on this show.
Yeah. You kind of
So yeah, it's a lot of wink, wink, nod, nod.
Who was your favorite on the show?
Fuck.
That Canadian guy, right? Wasn't that your bestie? I forget his name.
I mean, he was then, but we're not friends anymore now.
Was he really that weird? Like,
no, he's really that fucking weird.
He was?
I feel like he was genuinely weird, but like people are like kind of playing it up, but like
they don't even have to edit him. Even like Bachelor in Paradise, I just think he's weird. Like, right?
He's just kind of strange, man. I mean, we were in the hotel transferring from like LA to Pennsylvania, and he was like, "Hey, can you shave my back? Normally my mom shaves my back." And I was like, "Bro, you're 31. Like, you haven't figured out like a method, like tie a stick to it. You know, like at 31, you figure out a way to do things yourself. You know,
so
go somewhere, pay somebody. Your mom.
Did you shave the back?
I think I did.
Ah, well, good for you. You took one for the team.
Yeah.
What was it like going to the different cities? What was the transportation? I'm really interested in kind of the back, like the behind the scenes.
Well, I only went to the one city, you know, so I switched from LA to Pennsylvania.
Did they fly you private?
What's that?
Did they fly everyone on a private jet?
No, you all went through a regular plane, but somehow they found a plane that was like, I felt like it was like really empty. And I just remember we're going through the airport and everyone thought we were like a boy band or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was like 15 of us and everyone was it was almost like, you know, in Zoolander when everyone's at the gas station, like, yeah. It was like that, like us going through the airport, like, wow, we're famous. Like, look at us. Our jokes are funny, you know, like.
That's amazing.
It was really weird. Everybody was friends for that like small period of like air flight time.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember I would say something funny and like someone would be like, ha ha, and they'd see it was me that said it and be like, you know, like.
Never mind.
Like, you know that was funny, not just because you're mad at me.
God, these guys are lame. Okay, so then you had your 2-on-1 with Alex, which was really weird, and unfortunately you got sent home. Tell us about it.
Did you pack your bags before, right? Did you really like pack the bags, like put it by the door? Did they really make you do that?
They made you, you know, like, I think I only packed one bag. You only pack one bag, and the rest of the shit they'll like gather up for you.
Got it.
So I only had like one bag packed so they can do that little scene where they roll the bag out. And I packed the one bag. And I remember we went out there and we had to sit in the cars for like 2.5 hours, like at the forest place, like waiting to go do forest shit. We're just sitting in the car.
With just Alex or with Alex and Jojo?
No, it was like, I'm in a black Tahoe here. He's in a black Tahoe there. And then she was a couple Tahoes down. There was just like a row of like SUVs, you know, and they just stick you in these and you're like, we're just supposed to, why didn't we just wait 2 hours to come? Like,
and you don't have a phone, so what do? You
just talk to the, you know, basically get manipulated by the fucking producer in the front seat. And like, you know, he's given a little bit of like a, hey, maybe talk to him, get him to do this and this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So kind of, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So playing your role, did you know this was kind of the end of your train on the show? Or
no, I didn't think so at all because it didn't make sense because I knew that I could tell that she actually, and I heard, first off, I heard that she actually didn't want to send me home, but that it was production who actually instructed her because they weren't sure whether I was actually crazy or not. Because I play my roles very well. On multiple shows I've done this where I confuse the actual production teams. But like, she didn't want to send me home. And I knew that like, I could tell she actually really liked me, but she was also confused about what the fuck was going on in the house. Because I played my role with the guys and I did my thing. But with her, I did try to be myself.
Yeah, you were genuine. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so like, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Legend with Tom Hardy. He like
I missed that one.
Missed it.
He's like with a girl and he's like, you're beautiful, baby. And then he walks into the other room and beats the shit out of a guy and comes back and is like, sorry, everything's fine.
Because it really didn't, I agree with you. It didn't make sense. She had no connection with Alex, like nothing. They couldn't even edit.
He was just so annoying. Like he was like a squeaky little like.
Yeah.
Well, literally, the thing is that was not edited. All he did was talk about me.
Yeah.
All day. Like I literally couldn't eat or sleep. Like, and people are like, oh, I'm crazy for being upset. Like, imagine if you were put in a house with 25 people and 24 hours a day they're talking about you. Like, bro, there's not other things to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's all he would just sit there in the living room, just be like, yeah, and fucking like, you see the way he like, oh, he's just terrible. And I'm sitting there like eating like chicken in the corner, like I'm right here.
Yeah. I don't think it's planned. Like if they know they have no shot, this is kind of their one chance to be on camera and to talk about something, you know, because like there was nothing between
She was probably taller than him, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, way taller than him.
Yeah, so it's no go.
Yeah.
The thing is, I don't know that he was actually like doing a thing. Like I honestly think that was just him. But you know, I don't know. Some of them thought that it was honestly I was just crazy though, so I could be wrong.
What was your favorite part of the experience? The Bachelorette experience?
The girls after.
Hell yeah! I mean,
that's fair. That's fair.
The show itself to me was like torture. I mean, I had to talk to literally. I remember I'm talking to like the guys that were paid to transfer our luggage, and they're in there singing and you know doing weird shit, and I was just like roaming around by myself, and I had to be like talk to somebody not on production and staff. I was like, okay, tell me this is weird, right? I was like, I'm not crazy, and this guy like the guy carrying the luggage is like that's fucking weird, bro. Like,
they become your therapist on the show, yeah.
Because if I asked producers that, they'd be like, well, they just like her. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me it's a bunch of 30-year-olds dudes singing for 12 hours straight in the living room. That's not weird. And they're like, I don't see anything wrong.
No, that was fucking weird.
Yeah.
So corny. So any regrets from JoJo's season?
I always kind of wonder what it'd have been like if I'd have just fucking done the thing and like not tried to be tough and not, kind of alphaed the house and shit. Tried to scare everybody and was just like, oh yeah, whatever. And
I know we touched on this, but was there like a connection, like you just said, you wonder, like, was there something that could have grown? Do you think if you played
There was at one point, like one night, the night where we like kissed at the well, like I could tell she liked me. And to be honest, like I probably would have dated her a while and then broke up with her because she wasn't specifically my type. She would have worked for a while, but like, there was a moment there where like I could tell like, oh shit, this girl's gonna like me.
Yeah. Is there any good JoJo tea you could spill? Something that happened off camera, like when she was there with everyone? Could she remember the names the first night?
No, she had to keep going back. Like she'd have to read like 2 names and then go. It took like 5 hours that first night because she couldn't remember anybody's names. I can't remember anything off camera. I'll tell you the one thing. It's not really regarding her, but so you know how they made that big spiel about me punching the door, right? Yeah. I'm mad at Evan. So before that whole scene, what happened was I was telling the producers, like, we're told that we're going to tell a sex story. And I was trying to play this show as I would in real life, especially when it came to the dating aspect. The house aspect, I was down to like play the villain, scare everybody, do that shit. But when it came to the dating, I wanted people to know what it's actually like to date me, even if I didn't get her or whatever.
Yeah.
So I was like, this doesn't make sense. I'm not going to tell a sex story. Like, I don't know her that well yet. She hasn't earned that. Like, I don't just meet a girl and then start telling them about my sex life. And they're like, okay. And like, they took me to the room and sat me down. They're like, what if like, you gave me these ideas and they're like, what if you tried to kiss her? And I was like, what? No. Like, they're like, yeah, like right in front of everyone. They don't know how your connection is. Maybe you just go for it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I took it as this, because it was always wink, wink, nod, nod.
Yeah.
I took it as this, she's going to do it. We're going to tell her, we'll get her in on it. She'll kiss you back. So when I did it and she didn't, that's why I was so fucking pissed. I wouldn't have kissed me back. It didn't make any sense. Why would she kiss me in front of 30 other guys she's dating? It's a terrible idea. So it made me look insane. So when I punched the door, I fucking hit the door and was like, you fucking set me up. And I'm screaming at producers, fuck you, They edit all that out and make it look like I'm just mad at Evan. I didn't give a shit about Evan. I was mad at production for making me look like a dumbass trying to kiss the girl doing something that I knew was stupid.
That's a good story.
That is an inside scoop.
Yeah.
All right, let's move it over to Paradise. So you can start it off. Tell us about your experience there.
Started off at about 7 a.m. sitting in the Tahoe for 4 hours where I drank an entire bottle of champagne and had, I think it was 7 shots of Jack Daniels before 11 a.m.
Yes.
And I remember I'm sitting in the car and I'm like, man, I feel like I've drank a lot. Like, I should probably stop. And the producer was like, no, man, you're good. And I was like, oh, I took that again, wink, wink, as like fucking.
But do you know this time around that they're going to try more stuff with you? Or are you just like, like we're on the beach, let's have some fun? Were you more aware of what they were going to do?
I wasn't aware, but I mean, they had a talk with me. They came to the room and were like, look, man, ratings were the highest they've ever been. You like increased our viewership by like 2 million people. Like, fucking good job. Look, if you play this right, we'll have you be the Bachelor, obviously.
Yeah, okay.
And so I thought, okay, what I'm going to do is come in hard, like party, be wild the first day, and give them really good previews because that's what they want from me. That's what I do, is give them good shit, good content and one-liners. And the plan was the next day, be normal and just be like, wow, you know, they'll edit me good. They'll edit the funny parts in and they won't edit the bad parts in. And then the next day I'll just be like, wow, that was wild anyway, and then be totally normal. Well, they fucking, you know, they nixed that. Yeah. So I got stuck in there like the guy in Office Space when he gets stuck in the meditation thing.